All right, welcome to the Beach Brothers Show. Beach Strong. Keep it beachy, y'all. Hey, look, I'm Seko Varner, one of the Beach Brothers. I'm a serial entrepreneur and educator, and I'm here with my good brother, Jose Cruz. He's a great insurance person. He can help you with finances, get everything, your financial house in order. And we have a young man who loves the beach so much that he's willing to run for city council. That's our good brother Conrad. How you doing, Conrad? So, hey, Jose, who
Yes,
do we
sir.
have that we're going to recognize as our sponsor today?
Well, the first business we're going to highlight this evening is Coastal Edge Surf Shop. It's a great place to get all your skating, skateboarding, surfing, and beach accessories. So stop in and see Denise at their location at 316 21st Street or Tyler at their 20th Street and Arctic Avenue store. And tell them Jose and the Beach Brothers sent you.
Okay, that sounds great. I've been there a couple of times, and I've always liked what they have to offer, man. I always have liked what they have to offer. So you
Yeah, we
can find
stopped
them
there for
at
some
the link.
skates.
I drive by it on the way to work.
Say
Got you,
again?
got you.
I drive by it on the way to work frequently. So,
Oh, yeah, it's a great place.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so good brother Conrad, who do we have on today's show with us?
tonight we have a special guest, Commissioner Sharon Johnson-Clayton, a perfect guest for this show as we look to discuss Virginia business and Virginia politics. Commissioner Sharon blends both. She's a graduate of Norview and Norfolk State. She owns Eddie Chesapeake Bay Crab House in Chesapeake, which is a staple. She is a community
Okay.
activist and a philanthropist. She is currently commissioner of Chesapeake South Norfolk Revitalization, and she is now hoping to take her generosity and activism to city legislature. So my question to begin with Commissioner Sharon, the Beach Brothers begin with your inspiration. Why Chesapeake City Councilor in 2020?
Well, I decided about 2 years ago. I had previously run for school board, and I came up just a tad bit short because I only ran 6 weeks. So a lot of my constituents and my customers encouraged me to run for city council in 2020. So here I am. I have a background in business. I was a network engineer before we took over the oldest restaurant in Chesapeake, which is Eddie's Chesapeake Bay Crab House. And it was so funny because I got so close that the city council appointed me commissioner of one of the commissioners of revitalization for South Norfolk, which is where our restaurant is located.
Well, that's good. I can't wait to hear more about your inspiration and ideas over the course of the rest of the night. I think next up will be Mr. Seko.
Okay, thanks.
All right, great, Commissioner. I tell you, that's a interesting story. We have Andrea Dixon who is saying, "Behold the green and gold." My son is a rising junior at Norfolk State, and my daughter just decided that she was going to become a Spartan. I'm a Hamptonian, so I'm feeling a little kind of sun, but it's all love. Behold the green and gold. So
Well,
look,
everybody can't be winners. Everybody can't be winners.
I'm going to leave that exactly where it is. I'm not going to say much more. I'm going to leave that
Smart man.
where it is. All I can say is Battle of the Bay. So, my question is, people are always running to change things, to fix things, to improve things. But what are some of the things that are going well in your city of Chesapeake?
Well, we're the second most populated city. We just surpassed, I believe, Virginia Beach, and we love living here. If you ask anyone, I've been here 27 years, and if you ask anyone, the citizens love Chesapeake. However, there are some problems that we encounter that other cities don't encounter. Like, we don't have anything to do in our beautiful city. We don't have any big events. We don't have any entertainment. We can't even graduate in our own city. We have to go over to Norfolk. So there are small things and small adjustments that I plan to make. And then in South Norfolk, we want to bring some businesses there that will allow the citizens there to have good paying jobs, because it's not expensive to live in Chesapeake, but it can become, especially with these tolls, you need a good paying job. So my goal is to make sure all the areas are equally, you're able to work in any area and be able to have a nice living in the city of Chesapeake. So that's one of the things we're doing to revitalize South Norfolk, is to bring higher paying wage jobs to that area.
All right. I like that. My next question, you run a business in one part of Chesapeake. You live in a different part of Chesapeake. You're commissioner for a distinctive third part of Chesapeake. Can you bring to viewers tonight how you view all of Chesapeake at once, and what is the vision you have of the city moving forward?
And that's an advantage I have, because like you said, I spent all my money in Chesapeake. My son graduated from honors in the city of Chesapeake at Grassfield, and he eventually marched at Deep Creek. And how I bridge that gap is, that's one of my concerns about the tolls that they're putting up all around the city, because I feel that if you live in Chesapeake and you work in Chesapeake and your family is doing activities in Chesapeake, you have to pay toll just to go to Greenbrier Mall when I live over here right in Grassfield. And that's, to me, there should be some type of stipend per family, that maybe only one car or one toll per family, so that we can all experience and go out to the park. And you want to go out to the Great Dismal Swamp, you might want to go to the city park over there at Greenbrier, especially now with all the gyms closing, and you have to pay a toll just to go over the bridge over here in Dominion, the Veterans Bridge, and it's going up. So, and now they're going up on the toll going to North Carolina, which I can go out of my back and go that way, but the toll is too expensive. So my goal, I'm an advocacy for trying to bridge the gap to make sure everybody, even our teenagers, can afford to work and live in Chesapeake, and the parents don't have to pay these high costs just for them to go to work or to participate in athletics in another part of the city, because we're one city. We're not boroughs like in Virginia Beach. We're one city. You vote for one city council in the city of Chesapeake.
Okay, interesting. Well, I ran for the school board, and I actually have helped a number of other candidates last year who ran for various positions. So I know about the finances. I know exactly how much money it takes and how hard it is with the fundraising. And I've learned how important the resources or the fundraising is to the competitiveness of a candidate. So how was the fundraising for your campaign in the first cycle? Are you as competitive as you wish to be for that race?
Well, I'm fortunate because I started out too, like I said, when I came up short 2 years ago, I started right then kind of getting out, meeting people. I mean, I went to basketball games. I went to all the Ys in Chesapeake. I've been going to stores. I've been meeting people where they are. I went to all the parades in the wintertime. I've gone to the Easter egg hunt in the spring. So, and I was giving out my cards and information. And because I wanted to meet all the citizens so that they would know me. And so fortunately I did that, because when this virus when the pandemic came up, we can't do any hands-on meeting and greeting and any activities. So I feel like I'm at a good space. I don't know how good of a space. I won't know until the 19th, but I feel comfortable because it is expensive doing mailings and things of that nature. So I did a lot of, my son and I and my team. I have a good campaign manager, and we've just been utilizing the small ticket stuff, and we've been doing a good job. So I'm hoping it's going to work. I feel like I have a good ground game, in other words. And people come in the restaurant, and I was set up there. I was able to give out information there. And a lot of people don't realize how many citizens, because we're the oldest restaurants, come frequent there for the past 2 years. So I've been for 2 years telling my customers, I'm running for city council. Don't forget to vote. So I feel like I have a good ground game, and people know me because I've been here all my adult life. They know my family, they know my business, they know my siblings, because we all are in the trenches in Hampton Roads. We're either educators or entrepreneurs in Portsmouth, Norfolk, or in Chesapeake. So we stayed here to give back to these communities. My brother's the principal of Wilson. My sister owned businesses, and he was just on TV doing a drive-through cookout for his teachers. We try to think out of the box as a family. So that's why I think I have an edge, because it's a family. We're doing this together, and I'm so excited. I feel like I'm doing well, but we have a long.
Okay. Interesting. She just mentioned, Commissioner mentioned that her brother was the president of Wilson. If she's speaking of Wilson High School in Portsmouth, is it Wilson High School in Portsmouth? Okay. Yes. Good. Good. So let's take this moment, and Jose, we're going to take a quick break. And Jose, I know you have another business that you want to highlight at this moment. What's the other business you want to highlight?
Yes, sir, Seko. The second business I want to highlight this evening is the Boulevard Car Lot. Okay, it's located at 4865 North Witchduck Road here in Virginia Beach. Not only do they have a great selection of cars and motorcycles, they also specialize in secondary lending. So stop in or call my buddy Joe at 757-222-1101 and tell him Jose and the Beach Brothers sent you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've driven past there numerous times, so I'm very familiar with the cars that they have, man. And you say they also do secondary lending as well?
Indeed.
Okay.
All they got to do is stop in and see Joe. Tell him Jose and the Beach Brothers sent them.
Okay. Excellent. 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 All right. Brother Conrad.
All right. Well, how about this question? About a week before Virginia Beach's terrible mass shooting, Chesapeake had one in Holly Cove. The shooting sparked community activism. What are your thoughts on firearms, Holly Cove as a community, the resulting activism, and how you might wish to help out as a city council member?
And we're having a little bit of issue hearing council. I'm sorry. I'm speaking in the future. Councilwoman, the commissioner. So I'm not sure if the commissioner really knows what we're asking. She can't hear us right now. All right. So you know what? While we're working on her sound, Conrad, why don't you go over that question again to make sure that everybody understood what the question was as we try to get her back on, okay?
All right. The question was about a week before Virginia Beach's terrible mass shooting on May 31st of last year. Chesapeake had one in Holly Cove, and the shooting sparked community activism. And what are your thoughts, Commissioner, on firearms, Holly Cove as a community, the resulting activism, and how you might wish to help out on that as a city council member?
Okay. Oh, man. I think we've lost her on the stream.
Yep.
I see her.
Yeah, we lost her on the stream. We lost her on the stream. Okay. Okay. Well, you know, Conrad, you know a lot about the politics that are happening in our area. So what are some of the things that a person who is running for city council needs to take in consideration as she's running for Chesapeake? And we're going to give the commissioner a moment to try to get herself back on the stream. Okay.
Well, much like right now, you always got to be ready to think on your feet. I like the fact that she has such a great ground game. She had a presence in 3 different points of Chesapeake, so she's going to be able to hit a lot of different parts of the city. a slight difference between Chesapeake and Virginia Beach as a form of government. While all of our districts are voted on at large, we have names of our districts, and technically, someone like myself, if I win the Rose Hall seat, represents Rose Hall, even though the entire city votes on me. There are no districts in Chesapeake. Every seat is at large. So she's competing against pretty much everyone at the same time. And that way it would be a good strength of hers to not only have a strong business, but 3 different points of contact within the city, and everyone's seeing her at all times. So I think she's quite strong.
Tell me about her competitors. You don't know much about the people she's competing against?
I know Mr. Les Smith is running in Chesapeake. Mr. Don Carey is running in Chesapeake. Mr. West is the mayor. He's running for re-election. And a competitor of his is Mr. Lynn Myers. I know some of those individuals, and I wish I knew more candidates, of course, but they all seem like a pretty good set of people.
Good stuff. Commissioner, are you back with us? Okay. We're having that same issue. It must be the Wi-Fi signal. It must be the Wi-Fi signal. We'll give her another chance to pull her stream back in. I know what's going to happen. You know, running for office, you have to be tenacious, and things like this are definitely going to happen. So that's the case. So you mentioned he's that Lynn Myers is in the race, but he's in the race for mayor, right?
Yes.
And you mentioned that Don Carey is in the race, and he's running for city council.
Yes, he is. And the cool thing about Mr. Don Carey is that he also went to Norfolk State, and he also happened to play in the National Football League.
Intriguing. How many seats are there for the city council in Chesapeake, and when will the voting happen? Isn't it coming up soon? Like
May 19th is their election day. And to be honest, I do not have that fact as to the amount of seats are on city council for Chesapeake.
Okay. Intriguing. So she's running her vote will be Thursday or Tuesday.
Yes. That's why I'm glad we were able to get her on so she can get her voice out to all of Hampton Roads.
Well, I do think that the comments that she made in her responses, it showed that she was, she's ready to represent the city. Yeah. So her website is SharonForChesapeake.com. SharonForChesapeake.com. Cheryl Berry mentioned that there's 3 seats open and 7 candidates. Woo, that's going to be a nice little dogfight. What's the cost for running for city council right now, Conrad?
What's the cost, you said? Well, it depends on how much of a great fundraiser you are. For instance, I haven't raised anything in mind for this year. And I think she has a head start. She's been doing this for about 2 years. I haven't looked up specifically as to her amount of her campaign, but she feels pretty confident. And I think that's a good thing. I feel confident too.
Jose, you're a business person. I'm a business person as well. Would you feel more comfortable with a business person on city council rather than a teacher or a ex-fireman or an ex-police officer?
I would prefer somebody that, not only that somebody that knows what they're doing, but if a financial educator is what we need in that seat at that moment, and that's what's gonna bring revitalization back into the community, and that's what we need.
What are some of the unique needs in the city of Chesapeake, Conrad?
To what I know about Chesapeake is that it mainly seems to be, as South Norfolk is put on, a place that needs to be revitalized. It's a good thing that she already serves on that commission. She would like to grow business interests in that community, and she already knows a lot about business. So it's good that she is on that commission. When I think about Chesapeake, I mainly think of good high school football. We think about Oscar Smith Tigers and the Greenbrier area in terms of commerce. Otherwise, I don't think about Chesapeake all that much. And maybe that would be a good thing for the commission so you get on so it could help raise the profile.
I think so. So her website is SharonForChesapeake.com. And on her website, you can find out a lot about the people who've endorsed her. She seems to have some impressive endorsements. Good.
Those are pretty big names. I recognize them.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, pretty big names indeed.
Impressive
Okay.
list. Impressive list.
Okay. You know, the Chesapeake Bay Crab House is right near a church that my father used to be the pastor of. So I spent a lot of time in that.
Really?
Right. And from what it looks like, one of her best supporters, Miss Cheryl Berry, is saying she's standing for 4 key principles. So I'm sure we can find those key principles on her website. Good stuff. Well, you've been listening to the Beach Brothers Show. We had Commissioner Sharon Johnson-Clayton, and I do believe that her brother Timothy Johnson must be the principal in Portsmouth at Wilson High School. I served under him for a while. He's an excellent leader. So if she's anything like her brother, then Chesapeake might have a real great city council person.
There you go.
All right. Any last words, gentlemen?
I'm good on everything on my end. Like I said, check out those 2 businesses. Wonderful people. They'll take good care of you.
Also, give a shout out to the commission. Make sure you visit her website. Research as much as you can going into May 19th because it's only about a week away. And even though we're in the midst of all this, you're still going to be able to exercise your right to vote. So vote safely and look up everyone you can.
Good stuff. Well, you've been listening to the Beach Brothers Show. I'm Seko Varner, the power broker. And he is Jose Cruz.
Jose, the insurance man.
The insurance man? Right. And he is Conrad. Okay. Hey, look, if you're interested in being on our show, get in contact with us. Conrad is doing the booking, so get in contact with Conrad. His information will be on the show notes. If you're interested in your business being spotlighted or sponsoring the show, then get in contact with the 757 insurance man, Mr. Jose Cruz. His information is on the show notes. We thank you. Hey, we love Virginia. We love you all. You all be blessed.
Have a good night.
Good night.